Hi and welcome to the channel where we talk about everything eBay related and more. For you, the beginner, to help you get up and going with everything eBay related. It could be drop shipping, it could be reselling, it could be arbitrage, literally everything for the beginner to really get you going. What we were decided to talk about scams on eBay. Now, as a beginner, obviously you're going to get some unscrupulous people trying to do certain things on eBay you may not know about. And again, as I say, you don't know what you don't know, and it's quite important to know on type of things that people will do on eBay to try and trick you into certain things and send in products that you may not be so familiar with. So, how do we do to avoid this? And I'm going to go through quite a few things that are quite common. And when it comes down to this eBay platform, you can try to not or sell or these types of things, but there is sometimes a bit of a warning here when it comes down to selling things to people. And I would say, okay, you don't have to sell to somebody, but it can affect your score rating if you do that. But you've got to trust that. But more important, I would say, the way to do is set up your listings correctly. And I'm going to demonstrate in here. You'll probably see it on the screen here. Is whereby you can restrict number one, where you actually sell the item. And if you're very you don't want certain people to find your item on eBay or even ship to certain countries. So the first thing is, obviously, if you feel that you want to restrict other countries from finding or buying your listings, you can restrict them. You can see that on the screen here. You put it in your listing where you want to restrict certain things. It's also is very helpful, because if you are sending items whereby it's going to different countries and it will be expensive and they will pay for the shipping, you may not want to do this, because trying to ship an item out of the country, the shipping price will be very expensive, even though some scammers will actually pay for it regardless what it is. Again, you may be out of luck, because it's down to you to ship the item and for you to track it, and it becomes a problem if it's fraudulent, and you don't want to be doing that, especially as a beginner. You can actually try and get it resolved. However, as a beginner, I will say go and do this, is restrict that, put in the countries or islands or places where you don't want to ship to or don't want to sell to. You'll probably get people asking you, can you send this item to this particular area? You can decline, say no you don't, and this is what I do. You probably get people haggling you, sending messages. eBay is very good at this, but again, they can detect particular accounts that are sort of fraudulent. But in the grand scheme of things, there's these people open up multiple accounts, and they do different types of things to trick people into sending things in different ways. So I'm going to be talking about some of the methods that people try to, and I want you to look out for this. Don't get alarmed, and when you may have a genuine person that wants to do business with you. But more importantly, protect yourself in all types of fashion when it comes to eBay, because obviously you're new and you could be vulnerable for these types of ways. I've had this in the past, but know what to do with it. And what you're trying to do is whereby you're going to be alerted straight away and trying to think of, not everything is a scam on eBay. That's a lot of people tell us and things like that, but it's the way you conduct yourself when it comes down to business. So the first thing is to make sure you list the item as described, as completely detailed and things like that, ensuring that you're listing in the right marketplace. Now, the first thing is that you may want to check is this, and this will help you along the way when you try and check to see if somebody has bought something from you and they are sending this particular item somewhere else. Now you can check to see this, because this is the two things that you want to do. Is this a seller or is this an individual seller? The individual seller, you can't check to see where the address is, but again, as a seller, you can see where the address is going to. So this is quite important. If you're sending outside the country, and as I said before, you may want to restrict that. And if they come back and say, can you change the address? Now, this is the situation is they bought something and they want to change the address. Sounds a bit fishy, right? So what you could do here is say, no, what we can do, we can cancel the order and you can buy this particular item, sending to the correct address. What the person's probably trying to do here is obviously use somebody else's account and trying to sell the item somewhere else. Now, so pay close attention to that when it comes to these types of things. Yep, is it the right person that actually is buying from you? Now, some people ask lots of questions, and you get confused and you start selling out. Now, you may also want to do this. Be careful if you send something out and someone comes and cancels the order. Even though eBay has a policy that you say, oh, they have to buy straight away, I have to pay straight away. You can go back and say, okay, this person canceled the order, you haven't received the item back, on what the situation is. Take good pictures of the items where they've got serial numbers, just in case you lose a particular item and someone buys an item and then they send you back something totally different or broken. Be warned. Yep. And this is very, very important when it comes down to eBay as a beginner. Try to think in advance when it comes down to these types of things. So there are lots of different types of ways that people will trick and manipulate you on eBay. But some can be sophisticated, some can be very, very just really plain and simple. Yep. You can actually take people to court if you really wanted to. If you sent something and the courier has delivered. Most important thing, eBay does rely on tracking when it comes down to a lot of stuff. Tracking is one of the great sort of holy grail to eBay. If you can actually track something, it doesn't also protect you, by the way. eBay doesn't really, if it got delivered, sometimes you get in the situation. It's down to you to actually claim that back from the company that you sent it from. But however, eBay sellers protection is a big ball game. There's a lot of things that you will not get protected by when it comes to these things. However, there are some things that eBay will ensure that you're protected, where people may say it didn't get delivered, and you are 100% protected when it comes down to these things. But scams, be careful. Don't ship straight away. Making sure that you've got enough leeway to make sure that nobody actually tries to refund or do something silly. Give yourself some time. Don't have your items going out the door as quick as possible. This is just to get up the build up the account. But more importantly, conduct yourself very, very. Do some due diligence when it comes to these types of things, because a lot of people can see you. You're a new seller. They know that you probably are not aware of certain things. Some people will buy. Again, if you do have lots of volumes of certain things, you can restrict that for now. Because someone may buy everything. I've had some people buy lots of things of large volumes. This will trigger up a lot of alarm bells. eBay has its own internal system. They will look at a particular transaction and say, okay, they won't warn you, but more importantly, it can actually happen. It can happen very, very quickly when it comes to different things, and people buy things in different countries and things like that. And you may want to be sort of vigilant on what you do. If in doubt, just ask and give eBay a call and say you've had a transaction. They will tell you, yes, what the situation is. Again, if you want to have a look at the actual customer to say, okay, what's the situation here, and ask them a few questions, and those types of things as well. It's very, very important. And you can also look at some of the history of some particular sellers as well. That could actually help you along the way. So be vigilant when it comes down to eBay selling. Most scams are not really, really obvious, but however, you're in the right place, because here we'll have you ask a question when it comes down to scams on eBay. If you like information that we're providing, why not comment below? Have your say, share your opinion, and we can even solve some of the problems that you may be facing along the way. Like and subscribe to the channel to get exclusive updates on when things change on eBay and very more. That's it for now. Check out all the other videos that you may have missed here on this channel.